A place entwined with history and modernity, a distinctive metropolis that embraces life like no other city in India. Few cities can match the architectural offerings of Mumbai. The world's finest collection of neo-Gothic buildings stand proudly next to modern skyscrapers that have sprung up here. A city where new trends and directions are established every day. Saifi Hospital, the newest and most prominent landmark on the Mumbai skyline. A building that fits in perfectly with the very ethos of Mumbai.
This place is popularly known as Queen's Necklace, Marine Drive. So we thought that it would be a pearl in the Queen's Necklace.
We were given this task which was very interesting but very challenging. We had to create a world-class facility. We had to fuse Islamic architectural elements. There were aspirations of the community who was building the hospital. So the task was challenging, the task was interesting.
An element of modernness had to be also projected. And I think in modern buildings, the usage of glass are very important and they are very prominent world over.
Glass we've used not just an element to close the windows in this building, but we worked upon the glass to highlight the architecture also. The arches are reflected in the glass due to the mirroring, due to the reflection or the reflective properties of the glass. We've used the reflective nature to reflect the geometry of the facade onto it. You can see that in all the windows of the building. At the same time, the glass has been used innovatively in the curtain walls which run through the height of the building. What we found in hospital design is that there is a sense of fear and isolation that worries patients the most. So the idea was to exploit the view that was given to us by the location so that the patient feels in touch with the external environment. Daylight was a very important design element for the building, and when we bring in daylight, we would like it to be daylight. It should feel as vibrant as, or it should feel as bright and nice as it is outside. So one of the technically good properties of this glass, or one of the strengths of this glass was this, that the visible light transmission was maximum in what we found. At the same time, the internal reflection was minimum. So at night, the mirroring effect that happens from inside a room when you look out it was the least. Also with traffic being so close to the building, we had to deal with noise as a large factor. Therefore, the external envelope of the building had to have a specific conscious solution to look at heat and sound. We used a double skin facade to shade all the windows so as to reduce the heat gain, and double glazed all the windows of the building to eliminate the disturbance of sound in the interior of the building. The element of jali has been used in many buildings to create an interest on the facade, as well as to create an interesting play of light and shade in the interior space of a building. We had to come up with a solution where the idea of the jali was represented on the facade of the building and from the inside, but at the same time it did not obstruct the views which were available from within the building. We looked at a system of cable net jali, what we call as a cable net jali. The cable nets are post-tension steel cables, what you see, which are placed along the diagonal of the entire curtain wall system. The glass is placed along the orthogonal grid, and when the diagonal and the orthogonal overlap each other is when the pattern of the jali gets created first. The glass is then worked upon with a unique geometric pattern which is etched onto the surface of the glass. This combination, along with the structural elements, creates reflections onto the floor of the waiting areas. These patterns lend a unique identity and charm into the interior spaces due to the nature of the jali.
I welcome this glass instead of the wall because it doesn't hamper in giving protection to my patients. but on top of it, it allows the natural light, the natural zest to filter in my hospital and to add a special other added advantage in terms of providing a better feeling to my patients and the people who work here, including me.
Having completed the building today, I as an architect am most happy with my decision of using this glass. It has rendered the elevation in true color. It has enhanced the quality of light into the interior spaces. From a performance point of view, we have achieved everything that was promised as far as the technical parameters of the glass go. The end user satisfaction has been very high, and today the entire project team has been happy having chosen this glass or having made the decision to go with Saint Gobain as our partner in supplying the glass for the project.
Well, Saifi Hospital is a wonderful project to be associated with. It's a memorable project. There was a sense of satisfaction that we had after doing the project, because the glass solutions that we offered were exactly in line with the requirements. It was a very large building. It had huge facade, and they were worried about the solar control and the amount of AC load, and obviously it had to be reflective glass. But what made it interesting was it was much more than just reflective glass. The right color, they were very particular about that. Incoming light being as close to sunlight as possible, that was another achievement in terms of the glass solution. And double glazing gave, apart from of course the control on incoming heat, it gave a lot of acoustic insulation, which they were very particular about. Internal reflection, they didn't want too much of internal reflection. They wanted that even during the night times when the interior lights are on, when you look out, you're able to see into that beautiful view of the sea. I think all these small things being integrated into the glass solutions that we offered made the fit between the requirement and the solution excellent, and that's very satisfying. The glass, when it gets actually used by the end customer, gets used to serve different purposes, which at times when we manufacture it, are not able to conceive of. And that is where, when we get involved in a project, and we are finding that increasingly architects, builders, project consultants are finding a lot of value in involving companies like us right from the inception stage. We have an increasingly strong web of relationship with the architects and the designers, and I think that's the most enriching part, because when the people who are dreaming are in close contact with the people who are actually producing the product, then you have excellent resonance, excellent feedback, and you can really convert a lot of these dreams into reality, which is sustainable, which is practical, which is functional. We hope to grow with India, and in our own small way contribute to the growth in the glass industry.
Saifi Hospital is not only the most prominent and beautiful landmark on the skyline of Mumbai, but it is the unique outcome of the symbiotic relationship between an architect, his client, and Saint Gobain.